This is Irene B coming to you from the 27 Byron Bay Bluesfest. I am sitting here with Vastai Jackson. Finally, we've been trying to catch up for 5 days, but he's here right beside me.
Absolutely.
So close I can touch him.
Yeah, touch me, baby.
Welcome, Vastai.
Thank you, Irene. It's so wonderful to meet you in the flesh. You know, we've been kind of communicating a little bit off and on Facebook, and now here we are together, and we have our matching Gibson shirts.
We do. We'll have a photograph of that before the day's
This
out.
is a beautiful thing. But I'm just so glad to be back at Byron Bay. The first time I came here was years and years ago on a tour with Katie Webster and Taj Mahal. I think also on that festival was Aaron Neville was on that festival, and Ben Harper. So I was here in 2015 with Music Makers and Playing for Change, also doing double duty. So 2017, and I had 2 Vastai Jackson shows. We have our guest, the fantastic Mr. Ellis Hall.
I met him yesterday.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And our Playing for Change family, so it's a beautiful thing.
Yes. Well, the thing is, I was going to start with asking you, had you been here before? Had you done a festival before? This is my second one.
Okay.
I was here in 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you love the vibe?
I love the vibe. I mean, I like Australia. I mean, I think it's been maybe my fourth time coming to Australia, and the people are wonderful. Of course, I like the climate because it's sort of similar to Mississippi, and it's just been such a eclectic mix of artists that's just makes it just really great. You know, you could never get bored at Byron Bay Blues and Roots Festival. You know what I mean? Just impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who is here that you've particularly wanted to catch up with or see?
Well, I just have so many friends here. I mean, you know, Manuel Jackson, who's playing with the Miles Davis Electric Band, who plays with Stevie Wonder, and Daryl Jones plays bass with the Rolling Stones. But people like Mavis Staple, you know, Santana. Actually, 2 weeks ago, I was doing a concert in Memphis with Buddy Guy and Bobby Rush. So, you know, it's like, oh, hey, buddy, you know, get to hang for a minute here in Australia, and you know, it's just a wonderful thing. And of course, all my New Orleans family's here. Dumpster Funk, Trombone Shorty, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of people that you know I haven't seen in years, and then a few people that the last time we bumped into each other, we were, you know, in the studio, and people are running around. So it's just always a really good vibe. And Gregory Porter, and Gregory and I were at the Grammys in January. No, Grammys February. My schedule's been so crazy, but you know, it's been a sort of a roller coaster year. My CD, The Soul of Jimmy Rogers, was nominated for a Grammy.
Congratulations, by the way. Yeah. On all your achievements.
Yeah, well, thank you. You know, that was a really cool thing because I did the Bobby Rush record, Porcupine Me. I'm the musical director of that record. So we came up that we were competing with each other, so I was competing with myself. And so I was like, okay, I would like to win, yeah, but if I can't, I want Bobby to win. I win anyway. So praise God, Bobby, 82 years young, winning his first Grammy. Isn't that wonderful?
Well, I saw him at the Big Blues Bender in Las Vegas in September. Oh my goodness, he was just so dynamic.
Yep.
But I'd met up with him twice before at the Blues Music Awards in Memphis.
Yeah.
And I've got some beautiful photos with
Cool,
Bobby.
very cool, very cool.
But so you're going to have to compete with him, you know, for a photo.
Well, you know, yeah, well, you know what? I can tell you there's no competition. Bobby has already won. Yeah, no.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
I think so, yeah.
How does this festival compare to other festivals that you go to?
Well, Peter Noble, you know, is very sensitive to artists. And I think there's a consciousness about things being holistic and compassionate. I think there's a lot of compassion here in Byron Bay, especially the way Peter sort of puts things together. Passion is a wonderful thing. You know, we need passion, but passion without compassion can be dangerous. And
Very good. I like that.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of love and a lot of respect for humanity here. And I do honestly believe this, that in Byron, and especially with Peter, and I think these things kind of spread down from the top and out, that there's a sense that music is more than entertainment. And it is. Yeah? So I think the aspect that music can be of great service in many different ways is something that Peter is is conscious of, and a lot of the artists that he brings here, and a lot of the vendors are conscious of that as well. So I kind of feel like for me to be here is that it's more than a quote good time. It is a good deed, and the vibration and the ripple effect of that continues long after this festival is over, and people take it back home with them to their various destinations. So, it's like when the phone rings, or the email notification rings, it's about Byron Bay. I'm like, okay, let's see what we can do. Let me check the schedule, because I just feel that there's some good work here. And of course, with Playing for Change, that's the same MO, of the music being more than entertainment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, we have a lot of mutual friends, but in particular, Lynn Orman-Weiss.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and she's putting on Facebook, have you caught up with Fast Day?
Hey, Lenny. Hey, Lenny. If you hear this somewhere, I'm thinking about you, baby. It was so good seeing you in Memphis, and we'll get back to work in, I think it's May. Anyway, let me know what the date is.
All right. And love from me too, Lynn. I don't know when I'll be back in the USA, unfortunately, but I had 4 good years of going over there back and forth.
Beautiful.
And Blues Music Awards, Big Blues Bender, NAM, so much. So many other things, and I met some fabulous people over there. So, and I've got a really good following over there in the USA now, so it's good.
Beautiful. Now, how much Vast Jackson music are you playing, darling?
Oh, it'll be a lot more after today. But you know I am. You know I do.
No, I know, but okay. Let me tell you what. This is something you got to understand. That with Vast Jackson, too much is never enough.
Right, of course. Now you've lost my train of thought.
Well, baby, you can ride on my track anytime. Yeah, that's the next blues song I'm writing.
Okay.
Come ride on my track.
Okay, sounds good.
Irene. I need to shut up. I got to go and play. I know. What time is it? No, wait a minute. We're not going to quit yet.
No, we're good.
I feel like I'm at. What time is it, baby?
It's 3:15.
Okay.
But we've got to leave time for photos, so that's fine.
No. I have to play at 3:45.
Okay.
So we're gonna,
Okay.
we're a few more minutes, and then we can do it more afterwards.
I know what I was going to. I know what I was going to ask you.
What's that?
About the blues, the blues music, and how is blues music going in the world? Like, Australia's got a good blues music scene, but it's why isn't blues represented at the Grammys now? Because they took that off, didn't they?
Yeah, but then they put it back, and it ebbs and flows, and I'm a realist. I'm a pragmatist. Yeah, so I don't really play any games with it. I mean, we have art, and we have culture, and we have commerce, and we have capitalism. So lots of times things that are sold and things that are put forward so much to program people in a certain way is really not about the quality of the art as it has naturally come into the world based upon, let's say, the necessities of life. So I really can't say as a whole, but most of the times, the thing that people are most aware of are the things that are most marketed and promoted.
Yes.
So the blues is not dying. We don't have to worry about that because it's in the cultural DNA as blues music from the African Americans. We're not talking about someone being able to play the blues as a style. We're not talking about that. We're talking about energy. We're talking about the aspect of culture, whether it be Celtic music, whether it be Japanese cultural music, or Jewish klezmer music. You know what I mean? You can play a style. If anybody can play any song, it doesn't matter. But you cannot execute a culture that you haven't lived. You see? So you're going to always have that element. Now, the aspect, do we want to take and make this sound as present in mainstream, let's say, marketing as we do, let's say, someone like One Direction or Rihanna or Lady Gaga. You know what I mean? So, it's viable. You hear the blues thread and all of that. You know what I mean? It is the skeleton, the heart, and the lungs of popular music the world over. Now, but if you want to shape the public and you want to deal with more of a youth culture and keep a division between the younger people and the elders, that's what you do. But if you want to bring those people together, then you start creating projects and sessions and videos with older musicians and icons, and even those that are not icons, with the young people. It's just like having little children, and when they go and they spend time with their grandmother or their great-grandfather, you know how much it benefits the elder as it benefits the baby, the youth. So that's a conscious mind. That's a spiritual aspect of positiveness. And whenever we don't see that happening, there's an undercurrent of a design by whoever the power brokers or whatever, who says, okay, rap music is negative and blah, blah, blah. Well, who's marketing it? They're older men who own these corporations and blah, 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 blah. So you're going to look at the guy that's in the video, but you're not going to look at the company president that's behind the video. Or whether, Johnny Cash did a song called Cocaine Blues, where he woke up one morning and took a snort of cocaine and took a gun and shot his woman in the head and then put his pistol under his pillow. It's called Cocaine Blues. So this is nothing new, but they didn't want to speak about these particular artists that did so and so and so and so. The blues is from a cultural perspective is a triumph and a healing music. You know what I mean? There's a spiritual aspect to this that is very profound, and it's much more than entertainment. So within that, I think what we have to do is recognize that and uplift that, the unifying aspect, and look at the healing and the positive power of this art form, not just this entertainment. It's beyond buffoonism. My name is Vashti because my mother named me that, named after Queen Vashti in the Book of Esther, the Old Testament. And I've been told to call myself Fast Eye, Snake Eye, as like a clever marketing thing. Mm-hmm. Nah, because guess what? I'm not an act.
Yeah.
When you see me on stage, there's no acting.
Yeah.
You get my life expressed through the music. You witness part of my worship to God. It just happens to be on stage. It's just like in this interview. Now, what I'm saying here, I don't know if it's popular, what people will gravitate to it or not, but let me say to you, it is the truth. And in that truth is nothing but love. And I think we're all stronger for it.
Well, thank you so much for your time. We've been given the wind-up. So
baby, I got to get to the stage.
Yeah.
But when I come off and I'm all sweaty and wet and sticky, we got to get back to the icky and finish this interview. Love you, Irene.